Good morning. My name is Anton Skeepers. I'm a Chief Agricultural Economist with the Agricultural and Industrial Marketing Company. That's this company logo behind me. I've been involved with community development work now across the African continent as Chief Economist and Advisor to the Minister of Agriculture in South Africa for the past 40 years. Previously a bureaucrat, and our company AIM has since 2000 focused exclusively on assisting communities off the grid. That means away from the road grid, away from the electricity grid, which is a huge challenge to many African governments. And Kenya is no different in this regard. We identify and recognize in Kenya tremendous opportunities for agriculture. The problem is that there are few roads to where the resources are, the natural resources are in land as well as in rivers, in order to be able to supply and produce the agricultural production which you are wanting to produce. Our company has focused on assisting African governments to establish agricultural supply chains, full agricultural supply chains. That is from the point of sourcing the right feed, the right fertilizer, the right genetics in animals, the right seeds in order to produce the right crop. Because if you buy bad seed, bad genetics, you are not going to get the result you want. No matter how much fertilizer you put on, no matter how much feed you provide to these animals. So that's the one thing. Then we look at the production, we look at the processing, and we look at the value add. That's a huge component to which AIM, our company, that's where we really focus, is on this value add. And then of course we do a process that we call product fitting, which is making sure that we shape those products to be able to enter many different markets. So that's really the key focus of AIM. We look at establishing agricultural projects completely independent, far from roads, far from the electricity grid. And I think that should be good news for most African ministers, presidents, agricultural councils, and development agencies. In this, we have developed many relationships with key suppliers across the world that help us in order to be able to do this off the grid. Now, very often, we also find that there's a huge problem with providing the technology that the people are looking for at the right price, because the equipment is so expensive, but there are so many community members that are requiring this information that we have developed what we call the incubation farm, which means you centralize all of this equipment and institutional support, the marketing service, etc. All of these services are centralized in one area, completely off the grid, and then that little incubation farm then provides this incredible service to the surrounding communities so that they can become part of the mainstream economy. So this is very important to us, so that we can consider in this situation in Kenya, for example, we're looking at import replacement. You're importing a lot of stuff that you could actually be producing yourselves in your own country. And you're allowing a lot of goods and services to travel through your country to places like South Sudan, to Uganda, to Burundi, Rwanda, even to Tanzania, and north to Ethiopia, that you could actually be producing yourselves in Kenya instead of allowing it to be imported into your country and then travel through your country and be re-exported to these countries. So this is what we're looking at. We are about creating jobs in agriculture. We are about establishing the entire agriculture supply chain. And we're about export promotion, import replacement, and getting our communities to produce what we are needing so that we can get them part of the mainstream economy. But what is very important in this process is that we do very careful planning. And this is where our company can come in and help you. We do very careful planning about where exactly should we invest our funding and our resources. Now, of course, you can't run an agricultural project without electricity. You can't. You simply cannot. And we will show you technologies in the video that will follow after this of how we can actually generate that electricity so that we can do our primary production. We're looking at incredible technologies where you can plant by hand, where you can process with mobile batch equipment. So we understand at AIM that the requirements of our small farmers, our emergent farmers, is completely different to what it is to the commercial sector. And very often we find that developers look across the fence at the commercial sector. They try and use that equipment and that infrastructure and bring it into the development environment. Bad decision. We cannot use the same technologies and infrastructure there for our communities. Our communities' requirements are completely different. We have smaller farmers where we've got to aggregate, we've got to bring all of this production together, process and then market it. And we at AIM have a very clear understanding of this. We understand how to do this. We've been doing this for the last 40 years. So I would like you to, to have a look at this video, because there is a very good chance that we are going to be meeting with your company directly, because we are now heading off to Kenya to go and meet with companies, with organizations that need this support. We would like to make it very clear that it is our intention not just to come to Kenya and to come in and provide technological solutions and provide inputs from our side, but it is our intention to establish an office there. It is our intention to have personnel on the ground in Kenya on a permanent basis, so we can help and assist you. It is our desire to make the impact in Kenya that we believe that we can make. Now, why Kenya? Why does Kenya excite us more than any other country in Africa? Maybe in West Africa, we're excited about what's happening in Nigeria and especially in Ghana. But there is no country in Africa that has a greater potential for agriculture than Kenya. And I'll tell you why. Because you are geographically exceptionally well positioned to be able to trade to Europe, even down to us here in South Africa and in Southern Africa into Europe. You are positioned in the East African community where you are importing through your magnificent Mombasa port. You are importing product, and it is going, as I said, across your country, and it's also going to the neighboring countries that are landlocked around you. So you are in a fantastic position. You have enough water, believe me, you have enough water, you have enough land to be able to produce what the whole of East Africa and Central Africa requires. And you have enough product that you can produce, enough land and enough natural resources to enable you to be able to produce into the Middle East, which is a huge market. They have a massive problem there in food security. In Europe, we've got other problems. There's a huge issue with agricultural fertilizer. And because of this shortage of fertilizer, the people are panicking and worrying and increasingly coming to Africa to get their primary production, in other words, their farming done here in Africa. But we don't want them to come and recolonize us. We want to produce the stuff, and when they come here and they're looking for wheat or for maize or corn, or they're looking for vegetables or flowers or whatever they're needing, meat, maybe their meat requirements, we want to say to them, don't worry, you stay there, we will produce, we will supply our offices in Europe and in the Middle East and distribute from there. Not you come here with your people and you produce here and you export our product. So we want Africa to produce her own product. Now, I might have a white skin, but I am an African like you. We are the only white tribe in Africa that speak a language that is only endemic here in Africa, the Afrikaners down in South Africa. So we are with you. We are wanting to see that we as Africans form relationships between all our nations so that we can produce what the world out there is requiring. All right, so my mission into Kenya is by invitation, and we are wanting to form these incredibly powerful relationships and help you to be able to develop your country, absolutely optimize production in Kenya to the good of the communities on the ground, because they are the people that really are needing this support. Thank you. So listen to this video and then I'll catch you at the end of this as well. Okay. Right, so as indicated, we were invited by Hannah, the lady in the middle of your picture, of the Ati Integrated Farm, to Kenya. Now, Hannah has asked us to come and look at her farm, and obviously they are producing a whole range of products. They've got goats, they're doing Hokkaido, gems and squashes and things pumpkins that they export to the EU, etc. And she's asked us to come in, but not just to help her, to help Kenya, to make the impact on her farm, but also in the surrounding communities. She's in the Malindi area, but she wants us to consider opportunities across Kenya. So just a snapshot of those Hokkaido pumpkins, the butternuts, the goat production that she does in the Malindi area. Right, so in the Malindi area, we can do corn, piggery, animal feed with corn and soya bean production. But in the rest of Kenya, we can do wheat production, which is in tremendous demand. Of course, the soya bean production, which is in awesome demand for animal feed. We can do poultry, beef, vegetables, fruit, flowers. The sky's the limit. As indicated in my introduction, AIM is about the establishment of complete agricultural supply chains, completely off the grid, far away from roads and electricity. This is what we specialize in. And here are just some of the technologies to help you to be able to plant, for example, potatoes if you wanted to plant potatoes. And of course, there is hand planters of seedlings. You can plant a seedling with these hand planters. You can apply fertilizer. Incredible technology. At the end of the day, the most important resource remains the people of Kenya, and these are the people we want to develop. So we have prepared a number of training courses that we would like to present in Kenya. Can we just mention this as well, that I am accredited with USAID. I've trained for USAID. I've trained for the German GIZ. I've trained for the Food and Agricultural Organization of the European Union. And I'm accredited trainer to the National Department of Agriculture. So one of the first things we're going to have to do is embark on huge training missions here in Kenya. Now, I have already pointed to the tremendous benefits of doing business in Kenya from a positioning point of view. The fact that you have wonderful water, you have excellent soils for agricultural production, and do not be concerned, we don't have rivers, you still have boreholes, and from those boreholes we can also irrigate. If you have little mountain streams, we can tap those mountain streams and we can irrigate 10, 15 kilometers away. We have various technologies to be able to help you to generate electricity as well. Let's not forget Kenya's fantastic geographical position that puts you in a fantastic position to be able to pick up on all this trade. And that's what we want to do at the end of the day. We want to help communities to be able to participate in the mainstream economy. We here at AIM would like to show you some of our technologies. We have hand applicators of top dressing. This guy is top dressing with fertilizer, the cabbage by hand. Look at the bag on his back. Perfect. Perfect for small farmers with the drip irrigation. These guys are planting cabbages, also with drip irrigation, but look how easy. You don't bend down and make holes. You just slam it into the ground and feed the seedling from the top. You can do many, many acres like this each day with these machines. Absolutely perfect for small farmers. Here is a potato planter, wonderful potato planter. It's perfect also for small farmers. You don't have to push or pull or do anything. This little tractor takes care of it. Wonderful technology. Then our independently operated pumpkin planter, you can plant it either by towing this thing with a tractor or with cattle. You can tow it with a cow and plant. Right, now that you've seen our video, you've seen the services that we can offer, I think it's a great departure point for us to then enter into our meeting with yourself. Now you've seen the technology, you've seen our mission, what we're wanting to do, the value we believe we can add through partnerships in Kenya. And in this, we as AIM would like to offer our services and say, we believe we have the experience, the expertise, and the networks in order to be able to serve your farmers. I am the only chief agricultural economist in Southern Africa with this experience, having also previously been involved in government. But that's not the reason I'm here. I'm here because I have a passion for agriculture. I have a passion for emergent farmers. I'm tired of them being abused and used and the resources of Africa being used by other countries. I want Africans to get the benefit of our own natural resources, our own geographical position, our own closeness to the markets. And that's what our mission is. So thank you for looking at this video. Maybe you want to look at it slowly again, a second time, just to see the technology that we offer, the equipment that we're on offer, what is on offer, the kind of development work that we're wanting to do in Kenya, with your permission, of course. And then let us now explore at the end of this video, let us explore the way in which we can collaborate with your organization in order for us to be able to continue to develop Africa, and in this case, specifically Kenya. All right, so I look forward to meeting with you. And the idea was for this video just to give you a bit of a background about our company, who we are, what we do, and what our mission is in Kenya, so that when you meet with us, you've already had a chance to think about our offerings and what we do, so that we can have meaningful discussions, so we can quickly get to the point of decision making, quickly get to the point of collaborative discussions and planning to help Kenya to become the new powerhouse of Africa, as she is already starting to become. We're excited in visiting your magnificent, beautiful country and the friendly people that I've had the pleasure to meet, other Kenyans across the world. Thank you very, very much, and we look forward to seeing you. God bless.